We actually got some more gameplay regarding the Resident Evil 4 remake. 12 minutes of footage to be exact, and I wanted to take some time to go through everything we've seen in this chapter of the game. This is chapter 5 of the story, and we're starting off with rescuing Ashley. We can notice that immediately after saving her, we're attacked by a mob of ganados. As you know, before, we went through a cutscene of Saddler and 2 crossbows. Here, it's completely different. We head out through a window on the top floor to head around the church to escape. Keep a note, as this shows that we're still keeping the mechanic of helping Ashley by catching her from heights. It could depend on this specific height, or it only shows in this cutscene and she can actually climb ladders without that extra need.
Roost, I've secured Baby Eagle.
Copy that. Is she okay?
Affirmative.
Well done, Condor 1. I'll dispatch a chopper ASAP.
Roost, or 𝗦𝗥𝗕𝗕𝗏, actually communicates with us on screen versus how it was over the radio via a whole screen takeover like a cutscene. I like how they've given code names for this situation. Roost is 𝗦𝗥𝗕𝗏, Baby Eagle is Ashley, and for Leon, it's Condor 1. Why these names were introduced, being that Leon does go on this secret mission from the president, it's no surprise that this was the way Capcom decided this was a small necessary part they wanted to add. After leaving the church, turning around, there's some loot you can pick up, being the famous elegant headdress that we've seen before, along with some resources and a side quest for Grave Robber, which is quite interesting that the new route for collecting spindles is through these objectives. Although losing the spindles located around the map isn't confirmed to be removed, but it would make sense and worthwhile to make the game a little more relevant in terms of collecting as much money as possible, also lets you enjoy the areas of the game that much more. Now for stealth, as we've seen in a trailer a while back, looks absolutely fantastic. I love being able to kill enemies without alerting everyone else. Because of this clip, I'm not sure if you could actually stealth your way through the entire start of escaping the church, but it's probably possible. I don't see a reason as to why you couldn't escape unnoticed, as they don't continue to show more of this part, but that's okay. In a previous video, I mentioned how I wanted to see the flash grenade against the Plaga, and it is still effective in one-tapping these enemies, which is good to see. It means other Plagas in the game are probably also going to be very weak against the flash grenade, and that's what I really wanted to know. Coming to the cemetery, we see a little bit of the quest we had earlier on destroying the twins' tombstones for joining the evil cult. The eggs make a return as you shoot down birds' nests, which is pretty cool and definitely better than getting the eggs from the snakes in the original. I wonder if the snakes will be coming back, and maybe they will still carry eggs or a different resource entirely. In previous games, we've seen the animals carrying specific items each that were useful for health upgrades, money, and ammunition, so it could be interesting to see a resource to help obtain a treasure of some sort. But this is my own opinion about what could happen. I wonder if eggs are still going to be used for a little bit of health gain. Similar to RE8, maybe the merchant could cook you an omelet for a health upgrade, which would be a bit much, but I can dream at this point. Now when we arrive at the merchant, we can see this is where we deliver our side quests once they're completed. Then we will be rewarded and can use this to exchange the spindles for unique items from the merchant as well. So if you needed a reason to grind these side quests, well, here you go. From this screenshot, we can see a laser sight attachment being one of the few items to trade for, and possible other upgrades for the weapons you own in the future. So spending some extra time in each area to find each quest will be well worth it in the end to have these upgrades for overall survivability. When exiting this door just a ways from the merchant, they mentioned there was another path to the right going to an underground tunnel that leads to a well, which overall means there are quite a few paths to explore in each area. Looking around for treasure and extra ammo was always necessary, and it could mean secret areas to explore that may have hidden weapons, attachments, and maybe a boss or two. Like the different paths you get to select from after the cabin fight in the original. Going left meant the Bella sisters, while right meant the Gigante battle. This is really good information, as exploration in RE games was always rewarded with something worth doing it for. I'm into a little bit of achievement hunting myself, so of course I'm going to try and knock out as many as possible in the first playthrough, which I will be live streaming here on the channel, so subscribe to not miss out. Now for the TMP, it does look like it's going to be an early weapon to unlock, and there's plenty of ammo showcased here. I know in the original you always find tons of TMP ammo everywhere you went, and there was no need for it. I'd collect a lot of it myself, only to sell it all pretty early on. Just as a side note, keynote to this gameplay. Now, we have seen this kind of thing before, helping Ashley up to get her over the first door that leads to the cabin fight area, as well as in the castle for her to turn the cranks, revealing the path ahead. I just wanted to note this so you were aware that there are definitely more areas where we will need Ashley's help to progress through the story. I could also theorize that Ashley will be needed to maybe backtrack a little for other areas you couldn't get to before having Ashley. Something to keep on your mind. If you see an area that you can't access at the start, maybe worthwhile to go ahead and just run back there and see if Ashley can help you out with these things. I'm sure there will be something along the lines of that coming into the game. It was one of my first theories about it. More puzzles and Ashley being the one to help you solve them. It's good to see more involvement with Ashley as far as progression in the story and overall the environment.
I will say there were a couple times when I was playing the demo where I was kind of in a very dark environment and Leon wasn't pulling up his flashlight.
So Alex seems to have mentioned playing the demo for the game here, which means there is a demo for the game. This has me to believe there is a demo coming soon. This is no surprise that it was always going to be released and happen, but hearing someone else who's actually played the game and has more of an inside look, this is great news. Now it's our turn to get our hands on the demo and experience the same horror that the editor got to check out. I'm excited, can't wait to hear more on this subject later on in February.
So yeah, Capcom also pointed out, for those wondering, that this dog is not the dog that Leon can rescue in the original game, because in this game he's presumably dead.
Okay, now for this part of the game, they specifically wanted to mention this dog they encounter at the start was said by Capcom to not be the same dog we rescue in the original. To me, the only part I'm thinking about is how Marcus kind of had a second thought of what he was going to say in this scene. I'm going to take that fully as the dog is coming back, just because he is alive. You can't prove he isn't, and why mention this when encountering the Plaga dog for the first time? I didn't think in any way this was the dog we saved. Not for 1 second, until we are reassured that this isn't the same dog. Highly suspect. So yeah, the dog's alive. The blue medallions make a return as well in the remake, showing that it's 1 of 5. Now that doesn't mean there aren't more. So when Capcom was asked about this, because we had 15 in the original to destroy, they replied with this. This side quest to destroy blue medallions reappears in different areas of the map, meaning there are 5 in the village area. If we take a look back at the map for this area, it shows the locations of all 5, this being the quarry and the fish farm. Now would we see a reward for only destroying 5? It is possible, but I'm thinking along the lines of destroying a total of 15 out of 15 at the end of the game. Not a completion, but a merchant location after destroying all 15. We could see a special unlock of a weapon or an item, maybe even a blue medallion charm to showcase. Just a thought I wanted to put out there as they decided to scatter them in different areas of the game. There could be more than 15, but seeing that they will be in batches of 5 medallions per area, it's safe to assume 15 in total. Alright, so we can now board up windows. This was mentioned before, but I wanted to add this again. Alongside being able to block windows with shelves, we are now able to collect planks to then board up windows to prolong ganados from entering the cabin to help us focus on single areas at a time. This all kind of washes out the window, literally. A brute, our new enemy, can actually come through and destroy the plank with a single hit. We haven't seen if he's able to also destroy the shelves with a single hit, but I assume so as his weapon is a giant sledgehammer. It's also worth mentioning that this isn't the first time you will encounter the brute. As Game Informer was going through the demo, they've actually seen the brute a couple of times in their playthroughs of it, so we will be introduced pretty early on to the new enemy, and I cannot wait to fight him myself to see exactly how it plays out. Moving on after the cabin fight, or before, it doesn't show exactly when this happened, but certain treasures can be once again filled with their counterpart, like the elegant mask here. This, as you know, was a castle treasure that could be found in the original. Looking back at this screenshot of the merchant's trade, we can see he does sell the yellow gemstone needed for this specific treasure, although it isn't shown the red and blue. Now it could be a progression kind of thing, or maybe purchasing one stone from him here means the next color will be with him next time. I'm sure the elegant mask, however, will be an item you find hidden throughout the area. The gemstones below, it kind of resembles the gems in the Salazar's family crown, but the set pieces already have the gems in it, but this doesn't mean the crown won't change. Maybe this time around, it's all in set, and it just needs the squared gemstones to complete the treasure. There is actually a storage here within the typewriter. We can store items and weapons as we don't need them. Thankfully, the rumor about this was true because man, I would have hated to have discarded something I wanted to keep, like some grenades, health, or other items. What do you guys think about this? Now, for the case we all use to hold all of our precious items now has unique abilities depending on the case you decide to use. The black case, for instance, has been confirmed to increase drop rate for L resources. I'm going to assume it means when you kill an enemy or just normal looting, they increase in quantity. You will get a larger amount of that resource you picked up. If anyone knows what the L stands for, let me know in the comments below. Also, when you pick up or collect charms, they can be equipped on your item case to give it different looks, and it also comes with some perks. As an example, with this chicken charm they displayed to us, it comes with its own unique bonus. The chicken gives you plus 100% health recovery for all egg types, which kills my thought earlier of the merchant making us an omelet, which is unfortunate, but I can't live without that idea. Also, you can only change your case and charm case setup at typewriters, so you would need to get to a save point in order to make changes to specific perks on your character. I'm not entirely sure, but they could possibly introduce something like a specific case color to enhance damage or increase ammo capacity, you know, simple stuff like this to make it worthwhile in specific areas of the game where you would need a little bit extra ammo, or that little bit extra damage just goes that much further. But it's just an idea I would throw out there since they're adding these special bonuses with these charms and case colors. But if you could summarize all your thoughts about everything here, such as the medallions, the chicken eggs, case upgrades, and more, what would you say about this so far? Let me know your opinions in the comment section below. Drop me a like on the video and subscribe for more Resident Evil 4 Remake content just like this one. I really wanted to see that omelet idea come to light, but it was a dream, I suppose. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you soon. Capcom, what if I donate an egg pack? Will this make my dream come true? No, seriously, like the merchant making omelets? Come on.